Coworkers are supposed to be harmless, but sometimes the person you see every day at work is hiding a side you were never meant to discover. This is a very disturbing true coworker horror story about the moment I realized one of my coworkers wasn't just watching me at work. He was watching every part of my life. I worked at a mid-sized printing company about 5 years ago. It wasn't the kind of job anyone dreamed of. Just a warehouse filled with clunky machines, ink fumes, and the constant hum of printers running 10 hours a day. Most of us kept to ourselves, except during breaks. The one exception was Evan, a quiet, awkward guy who had been working there longer than anyone else. He was the type who avoided eye contact, never joined lunch conversations, and always seemed to appear in places without anyone noticing he'd arrived. People joked that he moved like a shadow. I laughed too. Back then, he wasn't rude, just odd. He walked too quietly, smiled too slowly, and blinked too little. It didn't help that he always watched people, not obviously, but from the corner of his eye, like he was studying something only he understood. I didn't think much of it. Plenty of people are awkward. 1 week he started acting differently. Less shy, more present. He'd show up behind me without warning and say something that didn't fit the conversation. He'd comment on personal things. You park in a different spot every day. You leave it exactly for 58. You bite your nails when you're stressed. The way he said it made me feel like he'd been observing me long before we'd ever spoken. On Wednesday, our supervisor asked me to stay late to help finish a rush order. Everyone else left at 5 p.m. sharp, but Evan stuck around too, claiming he felt like helping. That was unusual. Even the supervisor seemed surprised, but didn't Castian, Italiano. By 6:30 p.m. the building felt oppressively quiet, just the two of us, surrounded by metal shelves and dim security lights that flickered every so often. I was packing boxers while Evan stood at the far end of the aisle, pretending to clean a machine but glancing over at me every few seconds. At one point, I turned around and found him much closer than before, maybe 10 feet away, just staring. "You okay?" I asked, forcing a laugh. He smiled slowly. "You work very efficiently," he said. Thanks." He didn't move or look away, just watched. I grabbed the last box, trying to play it off. "Well, this should be the last one. Then I'm out of here." Evan tilted his head slightly. "Out of here," he repeated softly, like he was testing the words. Something about his tone made my stomach tighten. I walked toward the time clock, relieved to finally leave. But the warehouse lights clicked off suddenly, a few overhead bulbs popping loudly. Only the emergency lights stayed on, bathing everything in a sickly orange glow. "Probably the breaker," I muttered. But Evan didn't move, didn't react, didn't even seem surprised. "You ever notice," he said quietly, "how empty a building feels when everyone else is gone?" I didn't answer. "You can hear things you don't usually hear," he continued. "People breathing, footsteps." I forced a shaky smile and kept walking. "Yeah, well, I'm heading out. See you tomorrow." He stepped in front of me, not aggressively, but suddenly enough that I had to stop. He stood too close, staring like he was waiting for me to do something. "You shouldn't walk alone at night," he said, voice flat. "Why not?" He leaned in slightly, not enough to touch, but close enough to feel the warmth of his breath. "Because some people..." What? My skin crawled. I took a step back. "Okay, seriously, Evan, "You're being weird." He blinked slowly. "Am I? I thought we were getting to know each other." "I barely know you," I said. His expression didn't change. "I know." Before I could respond, he turned and walked toward the back of the warehouse, disappearing into the maze of shelves. I didn't stick around to see where he went. I rushed to the exit, punched out, and practically ran to my car. The whole drive home, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had crossed a line. Not one big thing, but lots of little ones that suddenly felt connected. When I got home, I grabbed dinner, turned on the TV, and tried to forget about it. I told myself I was overthinking. But around midnight, I got a notification on my phone, a message from an unknown number. "You didn't lock your back door." My body froze. I lived alone. Nobody had a reason to text me that. I stood up slowly, heart hammering. Then another message came through. "You always forget when you're scared." I ran to the back door. He was right. It was unlocked. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in my living room with every light on, clutching my phone like it was some kind of weapon. The 3 messages from the unknown number kept replaying in my head. The words felt wrong. Too personal. Too certain. "You didn't lock your back door. You always forget when you're scared. Don't worry. I already checked." I wanted to convince myself it wasn't Evan. Maybe a wrong number, a prank, but deep down, I knew. The way he had spoken in the warehouse, the way he watched people, watched me. I checked every door and window twice before the sun came up. When morning finally arrived, I told myself I was being paranoid and went to work anyway. That was my second mistake. When I got to the warehouse, Evan wasn't at his station. His machine was running. His tools were out, but he was gone. I felt a heavy weight in my stomach. I walked to the break room to grab coffee and nearly dropped the mug when I saw what was on the table. A folded piece of paper with my name on it. Just my first name written in neat, tiny handwriting. Evan's handwriting. I knew it because I'd seen it on forms before. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a drawing. Not a sketch. A detailed charcoal drawing. Of my bedroom. My bed, my nightstand, the lamp I always forgot to turn off. Even the shirt I'd tossed on the floor the night before. He had drawn it exactly as it looked that night, which meant he had been inside my house, recent enough to capture small details. My chest tightened. I slammed the paper shut just as someone walked in. It was my supervisor. "You okay?" he asked. I nodded too quickly. "Yeah. Just tired." He shrugged and walked off. I shoved the drawing into my jacket pocket and tried to pull myself together. I needed proof, something to show the police, something to justify the fear turning my stomach inside out. Lunch came and went. Evan never showed up. People joked he'd probably called in, but no one really knew. No one cared enough to ask. By 3 p.m., I couldn't focus. Every shadow made me jump. Every footstep made me twist around. Finally, I told my supervisor I wasn't feeling well and asked to leave early. He agreed immediately. I looked terrible, and I rushed to my car. As soon as I sat down, I locked all the doors. Before I even started the engine, movement in my rearview mirror caught my eye. A figure stepping out from behind the dumpsters across the lot. It was him. Evan. He wasn't walking toward me. He was just standing there, staring. I panicked, turned on the engine, and sped out of the parking lot. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the wheel. Every few seconds, I checked the mirror to make sure he wasn't following me. When I finally made it home, I grabbed the drawing and the text messages and called the police. I explained everything. The messages, the break-in, the drawing. The officer took notes, but didn't seem as alarmed as I hoped. "Do you have proof he sent the messages?" "No." "Proof he entered your home? Just the drawing? Could someone else have drawn it?" I wanted to scream. They sent a patrol car to check around my house, but didn't find anything suspicious. No forced entry. No signs someone had been watching me that day. They told me to stay with a friend for a few nights, who's to be safe, and to contact them if I saw him again. I knew that wasn't enough. I packed a bag and drove to my sister's place across town. I didn't tell her the details. just that I needed a place to stay. That night, the fear finally hit me. Not the kind that makes you jump at noises. The deeper kind, the one that settles in your stomach and tells you your life has changed. The next morning, I got another text from the unknown number. You don't have to hide. I'm not angry. I almost threw my phone across the room. Another message came through. I just want us to understand each other. Then another. You work so hard. No one sees that except me. My sister walked into the room just as I felt tears forming. Are you okay? She asked. No, I whispered. Not at all. We went straight to the police station. I showed them everything. This time, they took it seriously. They sent officers to Evan's address. He wasn't home. The house was empty. Inside, they found walls covered in drawings, people from work, customers, kids from the neighborhood, dozens of them, and an entire section dedicated to me. Sketches of me sitting at my desk, standing by my car, unlocking my apartment. Sleeping. One drawing showed me standing at my window, with Evan standing behind me in the driveway. I had never seen him there. The police put a warrant out, but Evan vanished. No one has seen him since. I moved states a month later. New number, new job, new everything. And for a while, I felt safe. Until last winter, when I found an envelope taped to my apartment door. No return address. No name. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Another charcoal drawing. Me. At my new job, sitting in my new office. He had found me again.